Cody Lefkowitz, the voice of your Madison Capitals, here with Jack Horbach and Ryan Kirwan, obviously from their respective homes. Jack, you're actually here in Chicago as well, right? I'm in Chicago right now, out in Naperville.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Ryan, you're in DeWitt. Where's that in comparison to like Buffalo?
2 hours away, just Syracuse. It's the closest.
Syracuse.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you a big Orange fan then?
Used to be, yeah.
What do you mean used to be? Oh, I guess Penn State, you kind of have to pledge your allegiance elsewhere now.
No, I'm a big Orange football fan, but struggling the past couple of years. So.
So it's okay to just leave them.
Yeah, a couple times.
Speaking of colleges, Jack, I mean, let's start with you. You had a big year early on in the season. I think it was only 11 games in for you. University of Wisconsin right down the road here in Madison.
Yep.
Seeing what you've been able to do, picking you up, what sort of went on there? What was the behind the scenes of that whole thing?
Pretty much I was talking to him for a while, like all from the year before too, like the whole year. And then when we just got here, I just kind of like fell in love with Madison, and I decided it was the right place for me because of just all the great history they have. And I just thought I'd fit perfectly in there. So decided to make the move, and they were happy to accept me. So it was fun.
And Tony Grignato, obviously the coach there, and what's he been able to tell you about the future? What's sort of on the horizon for you?
Oh, he's been awesome with me. Like he's like everything's so clear. Like he's just super supportive and always there to like if I ever have questions, he's always answering right away. And he's just doing everything he can to help me progress and become a better player.
And then Ryan, for you, obviously been committed to Penn State here for a little bit of time. What was that process like? Obviously Jack was playing juniors, but you were a little younger. You were at sort of that midget level. How does that differ, you think, than if it was this year?
Yeah, I just think that the plan was actually to wait and just figure out what school I wanted to go to. And as soon as I stepped foot on campus at Penn State, I just fell in love with the campus and the coaches, and I just loved everything about it. And I knew that was the place for me.
Do you have any other guys that you've played with and anybody else that you sort of know that's gone on to play at Penn State?
Oh, yeah. There's a kid from Rochester, New York, Nathan Cease, who had a great year there. And I kind of knew him. My brother played with him for a year growing up. So he just all great things. And then Kevin Wall, who played with my brother also. He's there right now and he loves it. So just all great things that I'm hearing.
Long history of Capitals going to Penn State as well with the Holtz brothers.
Yeah, that's right.
Big shoes to fill there.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, this year, it started off, you guys went to the showcase talking about the season, had some close games. You were still sort of trying to figure out who you were. A little bit of Garrett Mackay, a little bit of Simon Lacosi. Simon sort of stepped onto the scene. But it was that third game of the year that we were able to come away with that victory in Youngstown on the road, down big in that first period. And so, Ryan, for you, it was sort of a coming out party. And let's take a look sort of at how that game went. I mean, early on in that one, it was pretty much Youngstown from the start. I mean, what's going through your guys' mind when you're down 2-0?
Just trying to stay with it. Don't get too
we just got to figure it out.
Something's got to click.
Look at Ryan Kirwan's first goal.
And then, this is Ryan's first goal, sort of the power play specialist. Look, Colton swings it down, and all Ryan has to do is take one shot. Obviously, a good screen there set in front by Brock, became one of the captains on the team. But Ryan, for you, I mean, how did that just propel you into a 25-goal season?
Obviously, getting the first one off your back is always a good feeling. Getting the first couple games is just really exciting.
And for you, it's, when you talk with Will Craig, or at least when I talk with Will Craig, the assistant coach for the Capitals, he talks about for you just, every single pass you make is crisp. It's tape to tape every single time. There's nothing that really, falters in that side of your game. And then obviously the shot aspect that you have as well that you've been able to put on. And, why is it that you're so effective on the power play with that shot?
I don't know. Just some good passes I've gotten this year. I've been shooting since I was a young kid, and I've just always tried to focus on it.
Jack, you play a little bit of a different game than Ryan does. A little more grit in that one. Yeah, you really for you it really looks like you try and get in there and get to the dirty areas, and I mean you can look at sort of what happens after plays as well with you, and there's definitely no fear in your eyes.
No, yeah, no, I'd say it's a little different, but love to score goals.
You've shown it though. Honestly one of my favorite goals of the year is Brock feeds you on a backhander and you sort of are cutting to your left and you have to turn your whole body, get back to the right, and then you shoot one off the far post and in.
Oh yeah,
It was the it was the game where you almost scored a little while ago. Before that, hit the post, and then Hunter Weiss just sort of got pushed
yeah,
into the net.
That's
yeah.
my vote for goal of the year, Jack. Just saying.
Hey, thanks, man.
Hunter sliding into the net, or
No. Jack's
Oh.
goal. That's good. Jack's goal's he's beating me in the Twitter poll like 92 to 8%. So
Oh,
So you guys are keeping up with the April absurdity then. You guys are watching that,
yeah.
yeah.
making sure that you get what do you think is going to be the top spot? What was the goal of the year? You think it's
Jack
Jack's?
Jack Horbach.
No,
And it was
I
his
think it's
first.
Ryan
It was
Kirwan.
his
I
first
think it's
goal.
one. I think it's one of Ryan Kirwan's.
Oh,
One of.
I'll tell you, Ryan doesn't. I feel like whenever we watch, you would 25 goals on the year, tons more assists to go along with that, but it wasn't flashy.
Yeah.
It was,
getting in there.
yeah, it was line me up with a shot and I'll just take it. It's going to get by. And honestly, with that, I don't know how much you know about sort of Caps history and Caps records, but a couple years ago, Alec Brotzman set the record with 25 goals in a season.
Yeah.
And through only 50 games, you were at 25. You were on pace to break that, and it was probably going to happen that very next weekend when we were supposed to head down south and go to Omaha. So it's a little sad there, but we want to give you the recognition at least.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, shared title.
You know,
Yeah, there's an asterisk next, so we'll make sure to put that in there.
Right.
Shortened season. But let's go back to that game real quick. So obviously down 4-1 entering that second period, and I mean, what is it? What does Garrett say that gets you guys back into this thing?
just stay in it. It's a
Yeah.
long weekend, so they're gassed. Our conditioning was pretty good from that training camp we had, so obviously just staying in it, and that's what we did.
Yeah, you can see you guys just fought back pretty much the entire time, down 4-1 entering the second, and you actually tied it up twice here. Stepan Pokorny, his goal was, I wouldn't say a fluke, but it sort of went up in the air. Goalie couldn't find it and over. I mean that sort of just revitalized the team, gives you guys some new life there with 18 minutes left.
Yeah, you don't see that goal like that too often.
No, and then this one, I mean, you can watch the Carson Banel goal a million times coming up here, and I still don't know how it doesn't get gloved. I mean, goalie looks on it, and Carson just somehow punches it out, and you guys go to OT.
I agree.
Great play by Carson driving the net, not quitting on the play.
Gritty.
And people will look at him, and obviously he's a big body, but you sort of think skill and some other things, good hands that go along with him. But obviously Carson able to play that great game. And Stephen Davis, he likes to talk about that hard, crisp pass on the tape, and able to do that there. Gustav, though, I mean, that sort of propels you guys. First game of the season, obviously coming up big, needing a win really to get yourselves on and figure out what that identity was for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was huge. So I guess a big question that people are probably wondering, what are you guys doing during quarantine? I mean, you're sitting at home with family, siblings, parents, whatever else, dogs, I assume. Yes.
Dogs.
Well, yeah, Jack, I know you actually.
Yeah.
That was big story towards the end of the year. The Horbachs adopted a dog from our Pucks and Paws night, and
Yep.
supporting all the way from down south in Illinois.
Oh yeah. She's awesome. She's so cute. Like
You rascal.
she's a piece of work though. She's everywhere. She's
Yeah.
awesome though.
That's good. But yeah, so what have you guys really been doing? What's been going on for you guys?
Well, Jack, you go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. So I'm still in school, so I got to do schoolwork in the morning. Got to do that Lodi schoolwork, so I get that done, and then I have a couple online classes just on its own, so I do a couple of those, and then I usually just go work out in my basement and then shoot pucks in my driveway. That's pretty much all my day consists of. Just every day.
So do you have a net at your house? Do you guys have your
Yeah.
own net?
I have my own net, yeah.
Funny how you
Okay.
do. I don't anymore.
Yeah, that was sort of the next thing. I know you and I were talking earlier this week, Ryan, and what happened?
So so when I moved away last year, I used to my entire life I had a shooting basement, so I just had a net down there, and walls are all beat up. And then by the time all my brothers and sister got older, my family wanted to turn it into like a nice basement, so there goes the net.
Ooh.
Nothing for the garage or the driveway.
No, I might
Little
get one though. I've been
little
sitting
shed out back.
yeah, I've
That's
been
what you
sitting
do
on
now, Sidney
the
Crosby.
wall outside.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's sort of a necessity, especially at this one. I don't know that you said that, and I didn't know one person, one hockey player that wasn't able to shoot.
I agree. Terrible.
So, Jack, you mentioned schoolwork, though. Obviously, for you, Lodi still online. Ryan, for you, you transitioned to an online school this semester. But you're both set to graduate this year. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yep.
That's cool. So, what do you guys? I mean, obviously, there's no graduation. It's a little different. I mean, that take away a little bit from all the work you've done.
No, I don't think so at all.
No.
I just want to get it done.
Yeah,
You didn't want to walk up in Lodi.
I mean,
I
I
don't-
would, but like, if not, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But my mom does. My mom wants me to walk so bad.
Remember, everything you guys do is for your parents every single time. So just remember that. Always a good little hint.
Jack will walk into his mailbox, grab his diploma.
Yeah, there you go. You can put your robe on there and just have her walk you down, and she can hand it to you. You guys can shake hands and walk away.
Take a picture.
Yeah, pose. Your dad can take a shot from the stands. Yeah, all of it.
Bill.
And then, so you guys are talking about families, and obviously you guys live together in Madison when you guys are playing for the team, and we'll probably go back next year. Who'd you live with, and what was the experience like for you guys, Jack? Obviously for you, first time billeting.
Yeah, we lived with the Brewas. It was a great family, great house, great people. Just a very good experience.
Yeah, it was overall great. They were awesome to us. We loved it. It was a great time. They were awesome. They did everything. They're so nice.
That's good. That's good. And then, I know that we sort of discussed this a little while ago, but uh, big news coming here over the past week. Obviously, Garrett Suter stepping down. He's going to transition more to the Caps AAA program. Um, what's he been able to do for the development of your games this year?
Oh, he did a lot for myself, especially. Just putting the trust in my hands and just knowing that he has confidence in me and I can just go out and play my game. And he's just a great person and one of my favorite coaches for sure.
Yeah, he was awesome. I loved him. He taught me so much, just from like a mental aspect of not getting as mad as I used to, just to like all just the playing styles and like just like zone entries and just O zone and D zone. So it was great. I loved it. It was a great time.
And Jack, for you, obviously you are a forward, but Garrett being a defensive coach and sometimes needing a defenseman back there, you were able to actually play a little bit of two-way this past year under him.
Yeah, so I like before I played forward, I used to play D for I want to say until like 3-4 years ago, and then I made a transition to offense. So I still have D in my blood. So like my dad played D for a long time, and then went to forward too. So I know how to play D. So it was awesome that he could trust me to put me back there, and sometimes in some hard situations. So it was fun.
Jack, who's your player comparison as a defenseman? Who would you say?
As a defenseman, let me think about this one for a second. Duncan Keith,
Yeah, I agree. That's a good one.
just all around.
Doesn't use the body too much. Just
Just goes on offense too. Great first passes. Just
couple great first passes. I could agree with there.
yeah,
What about as a forward then? What's your comparison as a forward?
No, I love Matthew Tkachuk. Just
Good one.
just gritty, just
Very
gritty.
Gritty, get in the minds of some other guys and
Just love it. I love it.
play the mind game as much as you do the physical game.
Yeah, I love it.
Ryan, what about you then? What's your comparison?
I love Austin Matthews. Just love the way he plays. So I try to model my game after him, but
I don't know if that's it.
Who'd you
Jack,
say?
what's your comparison for Ryan?
I was thinking like Patty Kane, but that's just me. Patty Kane, but a little more defense in his game, so plays the body more than Patty Kane, but skill set, yeah.
Body.
Yeah, he started late in the body.
Towards the end, he's got a big frame. He's out there. He's not a tiny guy.
One of his penalties was hitting too hard.
I feel like that was a lot of penalties this year.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through then. I know we had you guys fill out some like top 5 favorite movie, top 5 binge-worthy show, stuff like that. So let's go. We can compare both of you guys right now. And let's start off with movies. So, so looking at these, Step Brothers, number 1 for both of you. How about that?
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Is that just something that you guys watched all the time?
We watched once or twice, I think.
I mean, the movie quotes were endless.
Yeah. Yeah. Jack didn't realize them at first, so
Nope.
Had to go through it again to make sure.
Yeah, we had to push through it.
But from there, it's completely different. I mean, Ryan's got a little bit of action in there. Jack, you do too, but seems to be mainly comedy. So some funny guys over on your end.
Yeah. Jack, look at number 2, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jack, what do you think of Ryan's list?
Look at the picture of Will Ferrell in Old School, man.
Oh, I know.
I had Old School up there, but I
Frank
took
the
it
Tank.
off.
Nothing like Frank the Tank.
Ryan's list is good. Ryan's list is good.
I feel like you had to put Semi-Pro on there when we did the Halloween picture earlier this year.
I felt like I had to too, so I had to throw it in there.
Yeah, you put a dress just like Will Ferrell from. I actually sat down and watched this last week again because I haven't seen it in a while.
Oh,
you forget just how funny it is.
It's so good. Ryan, your list is pretty solid.
Like that?
It's pretty solid.
I could agree. I think that's a pretty good list.
It's a lot of Will Ferrell, but it's.
I could have put American Sniper in my number 1 spot. Great movie, but
if I'm being honest, I didn't know that this was going to go into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I named it, so I'd say the list turned out pretty good.
You got Spider-Man Homecoming on there.
Oh, dude, great movie. Great.
Have you seen Far From Home?
Oh yeah, it's a great movie too. But I just put Spider-Man, so
I think Old School's a sleeper.
Old School is a sleeper. Hangover, great movie.
Yeah, it's on Netflix now.
It is. It is.
Yeah, that's where this is pulled from.
That's big. That's big.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, these are really great movies.
Next up, we have your guys' Netflix binges. So looking at it, obviously two have crossed over. All American, honestly, a show I've never seen, and The Office. I think it's something that almost every single person in the world has seen about 1,000 times at this point.
Jack and I would watch The Office.
Yeah, we watched the whole thing.
Probably like 4 days, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
First month.
First month. Sure. And then again.
Yeah, and then
I'm actually watching it right now.
Going through it for what, 8th time?
Yeah, probably.
Aside from that, Jack, you have some superheroes on here.
Oh, I love superhero movies, superhero shows. I just love it.
Do you follow all the CW shows then? Do you go with Supergirl and Black Lightning and Legends of Tomorrow?
Yeah. Those are great movies, or great shows, actually.
Great movies.
Hey, you watch it. You watch it.
And then Ryan, on your side, Blacklist. That I feel like that show's been on for like 30 years.
It's a great show.
James Spader's amazing in it.
The sleeper, yeah.
Have you even watched Breaking Bad?
No, I haven't. No.
You just put it on.
It's on your binge. He wants to binge it. I think that's the point, is that it's one of the things he wants to binge.
You know what, Jack? When I finish Blacklist, I'll start binging Breaking Bad.
I knew you didn't watch that show. I knew it.
You initially put 3 on there, so the first 3 we know he's watched. The next 2, he may have just gone in and saw the first 2 things and said, those are the ones I'm sending over.
Oh. Hey, you seen Money Heist, Curse?
I've seen half an episode.
I always see Money Heist on mine, so I thought you'd just throw it on there because it was one of the first you saw.
That's what I did. I did that once.
Oh.
What do we have next? Let's see.
Blacklist is actually a fan favorite. Great show.
Next up, we have your top songs, and movies are similar, shows are similar, music completely opposite directions.
That's the thing. Jack and I was gonna go with country. Every song on there is my favorite, but I was thinking more pregame.
I was just
But
I don't like I like rap though. Rap's good. Like Kurtz would always have the aux in the car, and his music was just every time, never a bad song, just good songs all around.
thanks, man.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
if we're talking country, Jack and I have got some good songs.
Yeah.
a lot of Dan and Shay on here from Jack.
I like David Shays, Hunter Hayes.
Hunter Hayes.
Hunter Hayes is a good one.
Great song.
Amazing song. It's actually the song that me and my wife danced to at our wedding.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
that's the song right there. So
Great song.
special place. But yeah, Ryan, and then you just look at these lists and you wonder though, how are you guys roommates?
Well,
Opposites attract.
the mood we were in.
Yeah. So are these the five though? The five that you would suggest for everybody to listen to?
I would change a couple of mine.
What else would you throw on there?
I put a little country in there, I'd say.
What others outside of what Jack has? What other songs are you throwing on?
I don't know. I like Lanco. Jack and I like Lanco.
There's so many good ones.
There's so many good songs. There's not a bad country song, in my opinion.
That's good. And then I think the final one that we have.
Kurtz, there's one bad country song that we agree on.
Exactly what you say.
What is it?
Blake Shelton song.
Yeah, God's Country.
Yeah.
You don't like that? It's funny. I was talking with my dad about that the other day, and he's like, "That song is amazing. That song's really good."
I don't like it. Just
I think Dan and Shay is the best.
Yeah.
There.
Thomas Rhett's pretty good too.
Thomas Rhett's good.
Yeah.
And then last one we have here, video game. So I think as hockey players, you got to put NHL on there. Ryan, you went sort of old school though. NHL 18. I mean, I guess it's old school.
Doesn't get better than NHL 18. Let's say.
I'm surprised you didn't pick the one with Austin Matthews on the front though. You compare yourself to him, and you don't even pick him as your favorite one.
No, that's true. I didn't. I chose Jack's player comparable, Connor McDavid.
Oh, thanks, man.
His forward comparable, right?
Yeah, his forward. I see Jack put NCAA 20 football. That's not even a game, Jack.
He put NCAA, and I like that picture, so that was sort of on me.
I just put NCAA. I forgot which was the last one.
Okay.
Oh, geez, 14 or 15, something like that. It's been a while.
Jack, our lists are pretty much the exact same.
Yeah.
I forgot about Fortnite. I would have put Fortnite.
I just started playing yesterday.
You were playing it?
Yeah, for like a minute.
How'd you do?
Not too good. I quit.
I was going to ask, why don't I get the invites to Fortnite? What's going on?
You play Fortnite?
Absolutely.
What do you got? PC or what?
PS4.
PS4, okay.
Xbox.
Oh, nah. I used to have an Xbox, and then transitioned over. I don't know. I liked MLB The Show. I'm a big baseball guy as well, so you could only get it on PS4 initially.
It's only PS4.
Yeah.
They're next year cross-compatible, I believe. They're doing it on all.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really the only main reason that I switched. But yeah, I never got into FIFA. I will say that's one of the things.
I remember I played FIFA once with Brock Baker, and it was me and Brock against Jack and Frank, and they were talking up a big game. And shout out to Brock.
Me and Frank won. We won all 5 games.
We beat them 4-0.
Dude, are you kidding me? Do you not remember? Frank and I were unstoppable.
No, that's false.
Yeah.
I was terrible. Brock was just chipping balls in and out, and then
Brock was doing some things that I didn't even think were possible.
Brock Baker.
Then Frank was bad.
It seems like Frank is on the losing side of a lot of these games, whether it's ping pong or video. It just seems like Frank is sort of on that other side.
Yeah, yeah. I'd agree with that.
Well, so
He fishes well. Is he the best fisher on the team then?
I'd say. I don't know. It's up a big game, so.
Yeah, he does talk a big game.
Too bad you guys couldn't go out this year and go out on a lake here at the end of season or after season and just hang out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, main camp's still on, so maybe Jack and I can go fishing.
Yeah. Have Frank take you out wherever.
Yeah.
Frank and Brock, they're both returning.
Yeah. This Corona thing just blows over.
Yeah, it's a very tough time, but obviously we're all very thankful for those people that are out there as well, the doctors, the nurses, everybody who's pretty much risking their life right now for grocery stores and everything else. So we're thankful for them as well.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I guess looking ahead then to next year, you mentioned it, main camp is supposed to come up here. I think it was early July last year. I think the second week. There's supposed to be some other camps before that. What are you guys doing though to stay in hockey shape?
I've been going running sprints in high school. Just trying to stay in hockey shape. I always been on weights and body weight stuff. Trying to stay on it, eat healthy. Jack mentioned he's on a good diet, so.
Yeah, I've just been trying to just running on my treadmill, just trying to stay conditioned. And then we got a couple weights luckily before everything like got shut down and everything. So I've just been lifting here and there. So it's all good. Like I'm just trying to stay conditioned on the most part.
And then Ryan, for you, you don't have a net. We've talked about that obviously. What are you doing to keep the shot up then?
I've just been I've honestly I've taken my stick and puck and just flipped it up in the air just when I get bored. Stick handle, obviously. Not a whole lot I can do to shoot, but I'm getting a pad. I'm getting a nice shooting pad. I'll shoot against my my deck outside, so we'll see how that goes.
With that shot, I would not let you do that.
We'll see. Hopefully, there's no windows in the way. The white wall, though, that's the issue. So.
Did you guys hear? So Pokey, Stepan Picorni, did a news interview, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, just about having to get out of the country and stuff like that during this whole thing. And in his interview, he talked about he was shooting pucks and ended up breaking a window, so his dad won't let him shoot anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that. Been there.
Let's get some questions for you guys. I think early in the year I asked some of these things, and we'll get some between you guys, some among the team. So I know one of my favorite questions is, if you were to step into a ring and need a tag team partner, who's your pick? Who's the guy you go with on the team?
I'd go with Carson Battle.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Really?
He's a big guy, and when Carson and I get angry, it's fun for people to.
He's a big guy, and if you get him mad, there's no stopping him.
Oh yeah.
I gotta.
It's funny because early in the season I asked this question to a couple people, and there were pretty much two answers the entire time, and it was either Brandon Suter or Stephen Davis, and that was it.
Okay, yeah.
Those are some big physical guys also.
Yeah.
If you guys were to go to a movie with the team, what's the genre you guys are picking?
Comedy,
yeah.
Every time?
Yeah, we had a tough choice, right? Jack, what was that movie you watched?
Which one?
I don't know. In Youngstown.
We watched 2 in Youngstown.
Yeah, we watched 2 in Youngstown, and they weren't fan favorites.
Where?
I didn't like them.
I don't think it was a comedy though. I think we sent you to the Adam Sandler movie. I don't remember what it was.
Uncut Gems?
Yeah, that may have been it.
Yep.
Wasn't a big fan.
Neither was I.
It wasn't bad, but for me, I didn't like it.
Yeah, the ending was right.
If you guys were coming home from a road trip, who is on the team is most likely to leave their stuff behind?
Oh. It's a great question. I don't know.
That is a good one.
A couple names coming to mind.
Yeah, let's say I have a couple, but I'm just not.
Who are we thinking?
I'm gonna go with Ricky Lyle.
That was one of mine. I'm gonna say Stephen Davis.
Yeah, no, Davis is pretty good.
Oh no! Just because he had that grocery bag the one time, he can easily just misplace that.
That's true. That's true. I roomed with him a couple times. That was pretty fun.
I roomed with you for a day.
Yeah. Remember, it was me, you, and Davis.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had the pull-out couch. That was funny.
Oh.
Davis is just getting some cookies and snapping them back.
Jeez. Who on the team has the best dance moves?
Best what?
Dance moves.
Mm.
I wouldn't say that best, but I'd say funniest. I think Brock.
I'd say Brock, yeah. Brock or Vinny when he tries to
Yeah.
joke around about someone.
Yeah.
Funny. That's my favorite, I'd say, before a game. Vinny or T-Bone.
Yeah. Those two always dance together.
It's not surprising in the least.
No.
Yeah.
Who would win an eating contest if you guys had one on the team?
I would I'd have to say Stephen Davis.
Steve is just getting sewered here today by you two.
No, Steve just has a big appetite. He's not. It depends on the type of food.
I'd say Steve too.
It depends on the type of food.
Steve just snaps them down.
Like Steve is not a fat kid by any means. He's just a big, thick kid.
Yeah, and he snaps them.
Yeah, he does.
Let me get a snap.
His chips on the bus.
Yeah, I feel like Hunter Weiss. I feel whenever we went anywhere on the road, Hunter was always looking around for whoever had extra stuff.
Oh,
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'd say Stephen Davis, funniest kid I've ever met.
Yeah.
He's got some personality to him. That's an understatement, at least.
I gotta throw him a bone there after we're just ripping him apart. So.
If you guys go to a sad movie like Uncut Gems, who's most likely to cry?
Oh,
Ricky Lyle.
Ricky Lyle, yeah. I'd say Ricky Lyle for sure.
Yeah. It's gotta be Ricky.
Great kid. Ricky Lyle, great kid.
It's so soft.
No, like I don't know. I feel bad saying that about Rick. You know, he drives me everywhere because I don't have my license. So
He's a good kid, though. Hey, he's got emotions.
I love Rick.
Not
Rick's
a robot.
He's one of my best friends. Great guy.
Who on the team would be most likely to break their phone right after buying it?
Oh. See, I would say Carson, but I'm very surprised because we went. I remember in the beginning of the year, we went to buy.
I was gonna say
Carson got a phone, and we thought for sure that was done within 2 days, and he's sticking with it.
Still up.
But you know, Stephen Davis has a good personality phone. You know, it's got a couple bumps and bruises, but
Good personality phone.
yeah, there's a couple bumps and bruises on it, but still a lot of good character. I would say.
Oh, I'm gonna say Reed.
You'd say Reed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say like.
Did you see his phone? That thing is. He had an old phone. That thing was beat up.
Somebody's was cracked. I don't remember who it was. It wasn't Johnny. I don't think it was Johnny.
That wasn't Johnny.
Um.
Reed's was beat up.
Yeah.
Then he got a new one.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it was Reed. That's right. It would be Reed. He dropped it on his
Back, right?
I think he dropped it on his driveway.
Oh yeah.
Who on the team is most likely to go in for a big check and miss and either end up falling over or just hitting the boards?
Ryan Kirwan.
That's me. I wouldn't. You know, I probably went in for one big check this year, and
That was
I think I ended up hurting myself. Didn't I hit like my face against the boards? And, oh, I remember one time at the Hlinka overseas. This is a funny story. I I went to hit a kid from the Czech Republic, and he fell as soon as I was about to hit him. So I just nailed the boards in my face afterward. It's just hilarious. Jack's seen the pictures. I think everyone's seen it.
Yeah.
Super grizzled.
Looks like he went to war and came back.
Yeah. Broken nose probably. Just
Concussion probably.
Other person I'd say is definitely not Ricky. Definitely not Ricky.
No.
Ricky goes for some big hits, but he'll connect on them.
Yeah, he connects.
Say me or Reed Pavich.
Did Reed go for a big hit this year?
I don't think so. Maybe once.
That's probably why.
Same amount as me. Same amount as me. So.
If you guys were stranded on a desert island, what 3 things are you bringing with you?
Are we with someone else or are we just like alone?
You can be with someone else. You can be with each other.
I think Jack's thinking of the Office answer right here by Dwight. Are you thinking?
Oh,
No, okay. I'll go with a phone for sure. Gotta keep my phone. Gotta stay in touch.
only good for 100%.
What?
Phone's only got 100%.
A phone, another phone.
A
And,
phone, an outlet, and a charger.
And I'll let it charger.
and my girlfriend.
She didn't even make the top 3. Look at that.
Whoa, Jack. Come on, man.
All right, I got,
You said you're by yourself. You said you're stranded by yourself. How are you gonna bring your girlfriend?
'cause
I'd say a phone, a hockey stick, and a net.
Dude, I was gonna say a stick and that.
And a puck.
Do pucks just included in there, or like do I have to bring pucks too?
Pucks they're included.
You gotta think about it, man. You gotta think about it. You're gonna put the pucks on top of that because in that case, I'm gonna put my phone inside of another bag.
Okay, so I got a net, a stick.
And
I'm just
a dictionary.
What?
The dictionary.
Yeah, let me just read the dictionary. I'm gonna bring a house, so I can bring a house
How are you gonna bring a house?
on my deserted island.
Yeah, I'll bring a house, my family, and my dogs. That's just one though.
I like your attitude.
It all comes bundled together. So.
Yeah. Genius.
All right, between you two, since you guys live together, who is the messiest?
Oh, that's a good debate.
That is a really good debate.
So I had a bigger room, so it looked like mine was. See, here's my thing. My room was a little messy, and then
My room was messy.
Jack's room was very messy. I cleaned my room towards the end of the year a little bit more. Jack kept his.
I think I'm gonna take this one.
Yeah, I'd like that.
I think I'm gonna take this one.
I like that. I mean, like food wrappers, probably. Nah, I'd throw them. I'd throw them in yours.
Yeah, you would throw it. You come and eat something in my room and then throw it.
Oh,
Ryan's rigging the competition, just making sure that
Exactly.
Jack has the messiest room.
exactly. I knew this question would be.
I'll own up to it. Yeah, it was me. I'll own up to it.
It's a good one.
We kept everything else clean though, pretty much.
I like to say so too. Maybe ping pong balls on the ground, but
Ended up in my room.
couple water bottles. I think I win the water bottle debate.
Oh, yeah, there's no question.
Drink like 6 before a game.
Yeah, get a new case and they'd be gone.
Yeah, sorry, Lori, about that one. You're watching this. Sorry about that one.
If it was just you two, who's gonna do most of the cooking?
Ryan.
I'd say myself, the only thing I'd ever make is pasta and eggs, and Jack would make eggs, but somehow he doesn't know how to make pasta. So I'd be more than glad to make him pasta.
You make some mac and cheese sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I would.
Who takes longer to get ready when you guys have to go somewhere?
Oh, it depends on where we're going. So if we were going to school in the beginning of the year, Jack would always have to come and wake me up, and I'd just sit there.
Yeah, I'd take longer. He'd just get up and go.
But if we're going to the rink, that's Jack for sure. Right?
Yeah.
So, maybe Sundays.
Yeah, it was me.
Say Jack.
Who is the bigger prankster between you two?
You see, I don't know. We
didn't really pull pranks on each other, but
if, at the same time we sort of did.
yeah.
Remember that little keychain?
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, remember when we were in our basement and you threw those ping pong balls at me, and then you threw the big blue one right after?
I got him a few times.
Honestly, between us two, I think it was you.
Yeah, I'd like to say so too.
Yeah.
I did some good ones.
We need to do something next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Who has the bigger social media presence?
Kurz. 100% Kurz.
All right.
Social
Jack, you
media.
gotta get a count going.
No, you're the bigger social media presence.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Do you guys do your own TikToks then? I know obviously
No.
Stover's all over the place with his, and Carson's a pretty big one there too. You guys don't?
I don't have one.
Jack, we made one. Jack and I made one once.
Oh, we did.
Pretty funny. That thing got about 2,000 views, so pretty much TikTok famous. But
I haven't posted anything on TikTok from my account. I just look at TikToks.
Loves looking.
Not a big poster.
Jack, we made the other one too.
We made an appearance on the Mad Caps.
I'd say we make a good TikTok presence.
We do.
Is that something for next year you guys are gonna put together then?
Maybe.
We're gonna get some more videos.
We'll see. Just depends,
Who's more likely to take something of the other roommate and use it?
What?
Who's more likely to take something of the other roommate and use it without asking?
That's me. I take his Xbox controller almost every day, and
Oh yeah.
where's my Xbox controller? I have no clue.
Oh look, I found it.
In my hand. What else would I use for you? You'd take my food, right?
Oh yeah.
We'd steal each other's food. I'd say we're pretty much even there.
You guys just stockpile food in your own rooms?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Whole big house. It's like you guys will see when you go to college, but that's what it's like. You just have stockpiles in your own room. You have a dining area and everything, a dining hall, and you're like, I'm just gonna stay in my own room.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for hopping on. Thanks for chatting for quite a bit of time. I'm sure people are gonna like this, and yeah, I mean, keep it up. And obviously, we're hoping that this coronavirus goes by quickly and we get through to main camp. So, thank you, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys back next season.
For
Thank
sure.
you. Thanks for having us.
Very excited. Thank you.